What's up, y'all? We back. Hope everybody enjoyed the first, I guess, 2 parts of the video. I originally intended that to be just a part 1, and then I'd film part 2, you know, working on the rear and stuff like that. But when I started editing the footage, it was just way too much, and I was like, I mentioned before, I'm trying to make my videos shorter, you know, just to gain more subscribers and gain more engagement with the channel. I kind of been implementing some things that I like to see when I watch other people's channels. So I really don't like really long videos. Like, I like, you know, videos that are 10 to 15 minutes. Get in, get out, get on with your life, on to the next one type of thing. So I'm trying to do that, make the videos shorter. So I had to split that one up into 2. It was still about 20-25 minutes. So I'm going to try to make these next couple videos short. And I also want to start filming my projects from beginning to end. I notice a lot of times, a lot of the videos that I watch on YouTube is of somebody building something, and it's, you know, I look for that next video to come out because I'm like, damn, how far did they get now? Or is it running now? Or, you know, damn, okay, cool, they got it running, what's next? So I noticed, just looking back at my videos, they're very sporadic. I kind of just film when I'm doing a project, and it's kind of bounces all around. So this is something new I'm trying with this car, kind of doing a project from beginning to end, bringing you guys along for the whole process and teaching you something at the same time. Also with the thumbnails, trying something different. I set the camera up on my transmission jack and took those pictures, and, you know, just trying something different, man. Just trying something different. You got to switch it up. I have a goal of reaching 5,000 subscribers by the end of the year. I don't know if that's going to happen, but I think if I keep this going the way I'm going, I should reach that. So let me take you into how far we got, where I ended the last video, and I'll kind of just pick up where I left off, and then most of this segment will be working on the rear because the front's pretty much wrapped up. All right, so I think when I ended the last video, we just had the spindle. I was waiting on the wheel bearings. I just didn't want to go too in depth into that. That's pretty, you just put the wheel bearings in, it's not hard. There's tons of videos on YouTube on how to do that, even putting in the upper and lower control arms. That's why I did a time-lapse video on that. I really want to make this specific to the Impalas and just make the information non-repetitive. So I think I showed you guys how to assemble the line. As you can see, this is the fitting here, going through with the stock, fits with the stock keeper there, plugs into the stock line on the car. And then you see the other end with the banjo fitting, which is a 7/16 by 20 bolt, goes right in. And that's your Wilwood D52 caliper, mounted to the stock B-body spindle, plain and simple. Got the coilover in, but I think I already showed that. So this side's pretty much done. So I already started getting the other side put together. I'll have this wrapped up here in a second. Got the coilover. So what I do is I just get the top in, and then you kind of bring this up, bolt this in. I use the transmission jack to get it in place, bolt it in, and then we slap the spindle on it, bolt the spindle in, put the cotter pins in, boom, done. And then we'll move on to the steering stuff, but that's all pretty straightforward. Tons of video on that, so I probably won't go too in depth into that. But once I get that done, then we'll move on to the rear suspension and brakes. And again, I will, you know, do the format like I did the first one. I'll give you guys the part numbers, the parts that I use and everything like that, and what works, what doesn't work, and I'll show you how to set it up in the rear. And then we'll go from there. All right, so real quick, just want to show y'all that this stuff, working on these cars and stuff, don't always go as smooth as what people make it. Oh, is that it? No, that's not it. Smooth as people make it seem. So getting ready to wrap the rotor and all that stuff up on this side, and I cannot find the castle nut that goes there. I have no idea where it went. That's not it over there. That's not it up there. Usually I put the castle nut and the little washer in this, in the cap, but some of the stuff fell when I was hammering to loosen the ball joint, and I've looked been looking for probably a good, I don't know, 20 minutes. So I don't know where it is. So I'm gonna take you on a little problem solving adventure with me. I'm gonna shoot over to the Advance and see if they have one in the little help section or whatever. So you know, just gonna take y'all with me. I usually just close the door, and Advance is literally just right across the parking lot there. So let's take a little walk, you know, over there. This one just showed up today. This one's real simple. He's just getting some control arms, a double din, and some other stuff. I'll make a separate video about that. So let me go to Advance. And there's a couple other shops here. There's a bunch of people were calling him, looking for me when they saw the channel and stuff. That's a African dude next door to me. He works on mostly foreigns. ¿Qué pasa? ¿Qué pasa? See, I'm not going right now. I'm going to Advance. But yeah, whenever. Okay, let me know. Okay, I got you. That's my neighbor, super cool dude, man. He one of the main reasons I like the, you know, my shop where it's at. You see, there's a whole bunch of other shops. That dude's super helpful. He's older Mexican dude. He works on everything. He's got every tool you could possibly think of. So he's actually helped me a few times in a pinch. So so yeah, let me go to Advance. So let's see if they got, I forgot to even check the size of this thing. What's up, Jonathan?
Hey!
All right. Of course you're not gonna have what I need. Damn. Now where the hell can I find this? Looking for a castle nut. I see we got the dust cap. Should usually be up here, but I don't see it. All right, so maybe it's a behind the counter part. I doubt it, but let's see. All right, so they didn't have it. He can get it tomorrow, but the AutoZone down the street has it, and it's literally right there. The good thing about where my shop is located is that there's like 3 auto parts stores within a mile. So Advance is literally walking distance, and then like 2 seconds that way is an O'Reilly's, and then about a mile and a half that way is an AutoZone. So you know, it's good located. There's a little Mexican food spot right here. It's decent. I kind of burnt myself out on it like the first couple months that I had the shop, because I would just eat there all the time. So now I'd be venturing out trying different stuff. So we're gonna hop in the truck, take a ride down to AutoZone, and grab this castle nut. So, you know, just comes with the territory, man. And you know what's gonna happen? I'm gonna go down there, I'm gonna buy the new castle nut, and I'm gonna get it installed. I'm gonna put it all together, and I'm gonna look down, I'm gonna find the one that I was missing. Happens every time. But in the event that doesn't happen, at least I know this part is done and I don't have to worry about it. So pick it up when I get to AutoZone. So I forgot the camera in the car. But anyway, went to AutoZone, got the replacement spindle thing. So if that happens to you, here's the part number. Well, actually, let me make sure it fits first before I'm giving out false information. So let me get this thing down, and then we'll put it on and make sure it fits. And then within probably about an hour, I'll find the piece that I lost, because that's how things work around here. Okay, so I can confirm that that kit works. So got the rotor. Oh, I need to go back on this a little bit, it's too tight. But I can confirm that that works. So Let me get the rest of this put together and then move on to what this video is really about, which is supposed to be the rear. All right, y'all. This is the part y'all been waiting for. All the other stuff don't matter. We're gonna talk about some parts. So I got the front. No, I'm just playing. So I got all the parts laid out here for the rear. We're gonna be going over everything that I'm putting in the rear of this car. So let's start simple. We'll start with the rotors. These are the Power Stop Evolution rotors. You know, they're labeled rear passenger side, rear driver. There's your part number. Again, they will be in the description. That's pretty standard for, you can use these with, I saw somebody comment on the first video I posted that he ordered the Power Stop kit. So now if you order the Power Stop kit that comes with the brakes, the rotors, the calipers and everything, that's all stock stuff. So you don't have, there's no modification, there's no nothing, all that stuff will bolt up. The brake lines will bolt up like factory. You don't have to worry about that. This is only applying to if you do a Wilwood setup, really just with the Wilwood brakes. So these are stock, you don't have to worry about those. The calipers, now this is what requires a little bit of work. So this is a single piston D154 caliper that goes in the rear. Here's your part number, and again the RD's red. They come in red and black on this particular model. And you see 154, and then that's the diameter and all that good stuff. Now, in order to make these fit on the car, these will not bolt to the rear end, to the factory housing. You need these brackets here. So basically, this bolts to the stock housing, and then the caliper bolts in here. You see that's threaded. And it comes with this little hardware kit. So you got some Allen key bolts, some Loctite, some washers, and then basically these will bolt to your axle, and then the caliper will bolt to these brackets. These brackets, I get them on eBay. There's a company called RPM Motorsports, I believe, or something like that. I found them on eBay, and they make these, they CNC cut these brackets, and they make these brackets. They were out of stock for a while, but they have them in stock now. They'll run you about $125, $150, something like that. And it's specifically for the Impala or Impala rear end to bolt this caliper. So if you have a Caprice and you swapped in an Impala rear end, or you have a Donk and you swapped in an Impala rear end, this kit of course would just, you know, it follows the rear end. So this will work to put this caliper. The stock brake line will work. I tend to keep the stock brake line. It's an M10 by 1.5. So there's no modification needed to the brake line to put this caliper on. So most of the time I'll just use the stock brake line unless it looks like it needs to be replaced. If it does need to be replaced, then you can follow the same steps as we did with the front and just order a shorter line kit. I would do maybe like a 8-inch line kit or whatever length the rear line is. And then you just do a M10 banjo bolt with the same M10 by 1 bubble flare fitting. So the fitting for the car will be the exact same, but you would just change the banjo bolt on the front to customize these with the you know, M10 by 1.5 bolt. But you don't really have to do that. These will work with the stock brake line. So if your stock brake line still looks good, go ahead and run it. And that's normally what I do. So we got that out of the way. So now we got your extended control arms. I see a lot of questions about these on the forums and stuff like that. Hey, what extended control arm should I use? There's so many different brands out there. You got QA1, you got Hotchkiss makes some, you got Metco, you got UMI, you got, actually I got some UMIs down here. I got a set of UMIs right here. Boom. You got Metco, UMI, BMR, Spoon Performance. What's the other one? I know I'm forgetting one, but there's probably about 6 to 10 different control arms out there. For the most part, they all do the same thing. They may be off by 1/8 of an inch, you know, here or there. I like the QA1s because they're boxed, they look nice, and you know, if you're running QA1 coilovers and all that stuff, it just all matches and looks pretty. And I like the fixed lowers. It's a lot less work. So for example, I got a set of UMIs here, and these are lowers. Oh crap, these are lowers as well. But as you can see, these are adjustable. These are actually the same ones I run on my car because I didn't know any better. I put mine on like 4 years ago. These are okay. They'll do the same thing. The only issue is you got to make sure you set them to the right length. And when I first put mine on, I didn't. So my rear end, my car was crab walking. So that's the only kind of downside to these. So that's why I kind of tend to stick with these, especially if the customer's not running anything bigger than a 24-inch wheel. These will work, you know, perfectly fine. So part number for these, I know I don't even need to look. It's 5209 because I've ordered so many of them. I already know. But like I said, if you're running like a bigger wheel, like a 28 or something like that, then I would do the adjustables, because sometimes you may need to pull it forward. You may need more adjustability with your pinion angle and stuff like that. But if you're just doing like a 22-inch wheel or a 24-inch wheel, these will work perfectly. Now, make sure you pay attention, because they also offer stock length replacement control arms. So make sure you order the 5209s. I think the 5208s are stock length and the 5209s are extended. So just pay attention if you decide to order these, that you get the extended ones. And then we got the upper control arms. So the upper control arms are adjustable, which is you do kind of want adjustability in the upper control arm so you can control your pinion angle. And if you don't know what that is, find a video on YouTube that explains it. I don't have time. But you want to make sure your pinion angle is right for your rear end, so it doesn't tear up the seal in there, and then your rear end is leaking, and then now your pumpkin is all screwed up on the inside. So these are 5254. I know that because I order tons of them. And these are your uppers, and I'll show you guys how I adjust these to make sure they're the right length and everything like that. And like I said, it's easier to have a fixed lower and adjustable upper. Now, if you have a adjustable lower and upper, nightmare. Ask me how I know. I actually ended up having to take my car to a place that does like a four-wheel parts, a place that did Jeeps and stuff like that, to get them to line my stuff up right, and it cost me like $400. It was a whole thing, but I got it right. It's right now. So now we're going to move on to the coilover. So the rear coilover is a little bit different, and there's a couple extra parts you need to order. Well, you don't need to, but I order it to make life a little easier. So you notice the rear coilover has the spherical bearing, the spherical thing at the bottom, and then it's just the regular bushing at the top. You got your same adjustment things, same adjustment locking rings and everything like that. Got that there. And then you got your spring. And then you also got this little hardware kit. So this hardware kit for the rear takes a little bit more work to install. Of course, they got pictures and all that, but you're not going to need that because I'm going to show you how to do it. So this bolts to where the shock bolts to at the top. So this will go basically, you know, above the spring, by the spring pocket where you would normally bolt your shock to. So normally you'd bolt your shock to these two holes. You would just put this where the two holes are. The two holes are, that's the top. And then this is the bottom. And then this bolts to the same place where the bottom of the shock bolts to. And then the same bolt that you would bolt the shock in comes through here. And you actually have to drill a hole in the top of the axle to put a hole here. That's probably the most annoying part, and I hate having to do it because it takes forever. Now, to ease in the installation of this, go out and get you from KDS this U-bolt kit. So there's a guy on the forums, William Harper, we call him Bill Harper, super cool guy. He's out here in Georgia with us. He's been to the shop. Has he been here? I don't think he's been to the shop. He's been to my house. But me and Bill, Bill actually came up with these and used to sell them, and then he sold them to KDS Performance. So you can order these from KDS Performance. They're about 25 bucks. I usually order 3 or 4 at a time because I just keep them in stock. Somebody comes, they need rear shocks. I do not install rear shocks without these. If you've ever done rear shocks on these cars, they are a pain in the ass. But with these, it makes it really easy because instead of having to put a nut and a bolt in where the hole is, you just drop these into both holes and I'll show you how to do it. So U-bolt kit, 25 bucks. And that'll basically drop into the top of this right here and bolt it to the top. And that's basically your rear suspension setup. You know, it's pretty straightforward. The coilovers are pretty straightforward to install. I mean, the biggest thing would have been you would have known about this bracket. So there's the free game I'm giving to you. I will post a link to the eBay link for these. They don't always have them in stock. I remember I waited a few months. I ended up sending the guy a message like, hey man, I need some more. And he was like, yeah, I hadn't made any because they weren't selling or something like that. And he was like, but I'll make some. So I think I ordered like 3 sets when he finally got them in stock. So there's all your part numbers. There's all your stuff. So I'm going to start tearing into this thing, getting the rear end's actually a lot easier than the front because you don't have to deal with the ball joints and all that stuff. You know, basically we'll come in here, get these calipers off, get the rotor off, get the spring out, get the shock out, pull the sway bar off, get all that stuff broken down and taken apart. And then we'll start the reassembly, and I'll walk you guys through how to install the coilover and so I just want to show you some of the funny stuff I find working on these cars. So these rear shocks normally have these little isolators on the top and the bottom. And those little rubber isolators, what they do is they stop the metal from rubbing, you know, the metal on metal, because what that'll give you over time is a squeak. So if your car is squeaking over bumps and stuff, you want to check and make sure you have those. So I guess at some point they went missing, and they just decided to use a couple pieces of cardboard to do that. So that's interesting. Pablo, I got your message. I meant to text you back, and I'm thinking about it now as I'm recording. These springs are going to Ivan, so sorry, I already made a deal. Got to be quicker than that. But good to see you doing good, my brother. All right, so disassembly. So with the rear end, I got to pretty much do both sides at the same time. And as I go, you'll kind of understand why. I mean, I can do, once I get as far as the control arms, I do the lowers first, one side, and then I do the uppers, one side. And once that's done, then I can go in and do the coilovers one side at a time. And then once that's done, the brakes is the last thing that we do. But I kind of wanted to, if you've never seen this before, I kind of wanted to give you a little bit more detail. So these are the holes right here for where the top of the shock mounts. And you see this is a bolt, and then there's a nut on the other side. So it's not too hard to get to with the shock out the way. But imagine you having to reach up here and, you know, unscrew this, you know, it's kind of a pain in the butt. I'll be honest. I've kind of perfected the way to do it, but I remember the first time I did this, there was some cursing involved. But I kind of figured it out now, so it's not too bad. And I also want to show you guys why this product is so awesome. So basically, there we go. Once that other nut and bolt comes out, this will actually, you tuck it up there and it actually come through like this. So now you don't have to hold the top. You basically just push the shock, push it up, and then you can just screw it on with it's got some nylon lock nuts that go on here, and that's it. So it may be, if you still don't understand, I'll show you once we actually put it into action. It makes life a lot easier. Like I said, I do not even do rear shocks without these things. So right now what I'm going to do, I got pretty much everything broken down that I want to get broken down for tonight. I want to get this video out. I've been loving the momentum it's been getting. I think I got about 100 more subscribers in the last 24 hours, 48 hours. So, I mean, if you're a new subscriber, welcome to the channel. If you're just subscribed, you know, because I said subscribe, welcome. I appreciate you. I appreciate all the comments. I've been started posting my videos in the Impala SS forum on Facebook and all the other spin-off B-body pages where they ask a bunch of stupid questions. So I've been, I just want to keep the momentum going. I want to edit this video tonight. I haven't figured out the picture for the thumbnail yet. I'm about to do that right now. And I'm going to go in the office and edit this video. And then I may post it tonight or tomorrow. I already posted one today, so maybe I'll post it tomorrow and get it up. Well, no, I won't be here tomorrow. I got stuff to do with the kids, but we'll get to it. And then I didn't do the tie rods and stuff yet because I forgot to get the adjusting sleeves, so I got to order those. But this really wasn't a video really about the factory replacement stuff. I really just wanted to, show you guys how to do the Wilwoods and the coilovers, because that's something I get a lot of questions about. So I guess I'll end the video here and I'll pick it up. When we pick up the video next, part 2, I guess, would be reassembly, because I guess this is pretty much disassembly, because I don't take the control arms off and just leave them off, because then the rear end would just be hanging. I mean, basically once I disconnect the control arms, the rear end will come out. So, I guess this video is going over the parts, disassembly. And then next time I film, I'll show you guys how I put in the upper and lower control arms, adjusting them and everything like that. I'll do a full video on the coilover install. That may be a video in itself because, well, no, I could do it all together. And then we'll hook up the brake lines and everything like that. And then probably by the end of the week, I'll have the tie rod adjusting sleeves in. So I'll get that done off camera. Sway bars are here, but I had them shipped to the house, so I gotta go. So I'll have the sway bars in. What else is this car getting? Oh, I got a fuel pump on it. So, and you know what I'll do? I'll just keep this going as a series on this particular car, because like I said, I want to start doing I started paying attention to the videos that I do like to watch and the people that I do subscribe to, and I noticed I thought to myself, why do I like watching this guy? What keeps me clicking on his videos? What keeps me subscribed? And, it may be a car I don't even care about, but it's just seeing the progression, Also, with these changes, I'm also going to get on my wife's case so we can start getting some merch out. I've had people hit me over and over for stickers and, hey, I want a mug or I want a shirt or a hat or something like that. So I got these shirts. I got some hoodies, especially it's cold out now. So the first thing I'm probably going to try to get put out are the hoodies. I haven't decided a price point or anything like that yet. I'm still in the process of that, but I think that's the very next thing, because I clued into it a while back. I mean, I've had this cup for months. So I actually have another one that I was going to do a giveaway on, so I may still do that. And then I'm going to do the hoodies and stuff like that. So I hope you guys are enjoying the videos. I hope you're enjoying the information. I have no problem sharing the information with you guys. I get people that you got to think of. People are like, oh, you don't ever answer back on Instagram or whatever, because all the questions you guys are asking me, I've covered it in one YouTube video or another. Even when I first posted that I was doing this, people were like, oh, send me all the part numbers. And it's like, yeah, I could sit here and send all the part numbers to one person, but why not help me help you? Subscribe to my channel. That helps me get a subscription. And now you get the information you need. It costs you nothing. It costs you nothing to subscribe. So, again, I always say, if there's something that you want to see, because this was a specific video, I forgot who asked me to make it, but somebody had hit me up a couple times about a coilover video, and then I had somebody else hit me up about, Wilwoods and stuff like that. So I've been meaning to make this video for a while, so I finally got it, got it made. And then there was a guy on Facebook that said something about the thrust kit, and I actually looked into it. It's actually a really good idea. So I didn't include it on the budget. On this one, it's not that much, a couple bucks, but I think on the next coilover install I will do it with the thrust kit, which just helps with the adjusting, you know. Because I have a lift, it's not that hard because I can sit it on the ground, see how high it is, and then if it's not to the right height, just lift it back up. Super easy. But if you don't have a lift and it's something that you're doing on the ground, the thrust kit will definitely help. So that's it for this video. And so far we have, like I said, how far we got in this. Still waiting on the engine and transmission for this thing. She's still down. Virginia Blue, as I think somebody had called it. Pretty much done. Like I said, couple little things, and I really just need to go in and finish them. Lance, he was supposed to come Friday. The customer, he watches my videos. He was supposed to come Friday. I wanted him, like I told you guys, to come look at it, make sure everything was good before I shipped it off. But, you know, life happens, and it may not be easy for him to pull away and come down. So I may just go ahead and finish everything to the best of my ability and then hit him up and be like, hey, here's your invoice. Torian's on the way with it. So that may be the plan for Virginia Blue. I'm ready for her to go home. I'm ready to clear these cars out. Like like I said, I want to start the new year with a new slate. There's maybe one car that'll still be here. Maybe two, for sure. One for sure, maybe that one. But the 604 L80 car is gone. He picked it up. Trey, shout out to Trey. Everything was good. I was having some issues with the torque converter on that. He said it was shifting a little slow, so we'll need to look into that. But he drove it home. I checked in with him. You know, he's happy with it so far. Got a couple more things we need to do to it, rear end work, suspension work, and stuff like that, which we'll get to. And then, you know, that's about it. So, like I said, it's a long outro, but I never do outros, so you guys should appreciate it. Again, all the part numbers will be in the description. Everything I'm doing is for these specific parts, this specific kit. If you have any questions about another kit, just shoot me a message or comment on the video. And like I said, I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope it was educational. I hope you learned something. And again, if you made it this far in the video, like my boy Guru would say, like, subscribe, and comment. Hit the thumbs up. I'm not gonna do his thing. I ain't gonna steal his thing. That's his thing. But you know, give me a like if you learned something. And like I said, if there's anything else you guys want to know, feel free to hit me up. And the next time that car comes in the shop, I'll make a video. If you remind me, I'll even tag you in it. Again, shout out to Matt for the donation. Shout out to Clayton, my boy from high school, for the donation. Shout out to all the new followers and subscribers. I appreciate each and every one of you. And I will see you in part 2. Well, really, this is part 3. So part 4 of the, I may just do 4 parts for the suspension stuff, and then I'll just continue the series as I build this car. So see y'all in the next one, man.